All right, our correspondent Siddharth Bhardwaj joins us to get us more. Siddharth, help us understand the political developments in Japan. For the benefit of our viewers, tell us how significant is this and in what tight spot presently is Shigeru Ishiba?
Hi, Preeti. First of all, a very good morning to you. Now, I would like to break it down. First of all, it's a big setback for Shigeru Ishiba, Prime Minister, and also the coalition Komiato. They have failed to secure the number of seats which were required in the recently held upper house elections. The number of seats were 50, and they couldn't secure that. So basically, it's a big setback for Prime Minister, like I said, and there are growing calls from within the party, Preeti, wherein people are saying from within the party the prime minister should resign, should step down. But Shigeru Shiba, in a recent report that we are hearing, is that he said that he will stay on to the position because he has further things to tackle. When it comes to the U.S. tariffs, when it comes to the trade deal between United States and Japan, in terms of tariff, because if that will not happen, then the country will further dip into the economic crisis, which it itself is reeling under now. Now, what happens after this particular thing? Sanseato, the party which has emerged winner, with 14 seats, is something that the entire Japanese population had their eyeballs on in from the start of the campaign, from the time when Sohei Kamiya started campaigning. The party secured 14 seats, but then they could not secure the 20 seats which they aimed for, because when you get 20 seats in that parliament, it means that you can submit the budget bills. But now they have secured enough seats for non-spending bills. So this is the situation right now, which is there. And also for the bloc, which is by the LDP and Komiato, they will now at least need support of one opposition party to have any kind of to pass any kind of legislative piece. So that is the big challenge that stands in front of that particular bloc. Pretty ahead of the elections, the bloc had 141 seats. 75 they had already retained in the upper house elections. So that's the thing which they could not secure. The number of seats, like I was telling you. So which means that they will now be needing at least the support of one opposition party to pass any kind of legislature. As far as the Sanseato is concerned, from the time the owner, Sohei Kamiya, was campaigning, he was actually addressing the youth, and it seems like that the entire attention has shifted from this particular block to the Sanseato party. Why? There's a big reason behind it, because there are few challenges which Japan is facing right now. Number one is of immigration. Number two is of rising cost of living and also inflation. So combined all these things, the slogan which Sanseato used is Japanese first. Drawing inspiration from Donald Trump's America First, like the owner said of the party. So that has worked, I believe, in favor of Sanseato. So basically, the thing is this: he has promised certain things. He has promised that he will eliminate the national consumption tax, which people of Japan give to the people, to the Japanese people, the retirees. That is further burdening them because the country is already reeling under economic crisis. And in front of them, a challenge stands, a big challenge of the trade deal, which they have to secure with the United States. The deadline for the same is August 1st. If they do not do that, a tariff of 25% will be there on Japan. The trade between the United States and Japan stands somewhere around 200 billion US dollars, and 150 billion US dollars are the Japan's exports that goes to the US. So imagine when the 25% tariffs will be put on that particular
Right.
export, that will certainly hit the economy of Japan, which, like I said, number of times that Japan is now reeling under economic crisis. So to overcome that, it seems like the political dynamics has shifted from this particular bloc to the Sanseato, where people are now eyeing, and as the owner of that party has also said, Preeti, that Japan should be a nation which serves the interests of
All
the
right.
Japanese people. So that is the major concern in these elections. So in that in that aspect, the elections which were held are really significant and will now decide the future of Japan as we go forward. Preeti, back to you.
All right, Siddharth, you helped us understand the political developments there, but then for more clarity, why is Shigeru not keen to step down? What is the road ahead for him? You tell us that, the political elections there were intense and that have put him in a tight spot. But then what is it that makes him cling still, and what is it that he refuses to step down?
Preeti, the thing is this, that, if I talk to you, if I go a little back in history, then the LDP leaders, who've lost these elections have stepped down, within 2 months. But then Shigeru Ishiba, it seems like that he's not ready to step down. This is something, which can hamper his reputation. And also, like his statement, he's saying time and again, when, media personnel also asked him that, why are you going to stay? So he said, yes, I'm going to stay. Why? Because, he says that there are some bigger issues that he has to deal with, and that bigger issues are the US tariff that Trump has threatened to impose if the trade deal is not secured between the two countries, for which, like I said, the deadline is 1st of August. Now, if that time, I'd already mentioned, Preeti, that if that don't happen, then the exports will have a tariff of about 25%, will further hit Japan's economy, which is reeling under crisis as of now, with major issues being major issues being the rise in staple, which is rice, and also the cost of living. So for which the Japanese people are really much concerned about. And that's where the Sanseato party has promised, especially the working age group of Japan, that Japan is a nation which has to serve the interests of Japanese. He said that I'm not saying the fact that foreign people should not, be banned, when it comes to coming into Japan. But then the thing is this, that the job vacancies, the jobs, the businesses, the Japanese people, should be at the helm of it. Japan is also facing a population decline, when it comes to working professionals. So they have to, call other professionals to work. They have around 3.4 million population of foreign nationals, Preeti, which is still 3% of Japan's total population of about 124 million. So this is the entire situation right now, and that's the reason why Shigeru Ishiba is saying that he will not step down. Even after growing calls from within the party itself that he should step down immediately, because the party hasn't served justice to the people of Japan. Back to you, Preeti.
All right, Siddharth, we'll leave it here. Thank you so much for joining in with those details.